Okay, so I made a new level called 08_titles. And this is the last video in the second part of the course. So we're gonna take it easy and just spend some time going over the text tools, and we will recreate some of the titles that you have seen in the trailer for the course. So I will once again go to our motion design mode, actors, and create a text actor. Click. And I want to zero out the rotation on the X and Y and just leave it at 90 degrees on the Z. So here you have some pretty regular text settings. So we can just type new course. Now you notice the pivot for the text is on the left. You can change that by scrolling down to horizontal alignment and picking the center one. And then you can do vertical alignment center as well. And now you have the pivot centered, which means that if you hit R to scale, you're just scaling the text from the center like you might be used to from After Effects, let's say. You can change the font here. You have some standard tracking. Now if you scroll down to geometry, you can easily extrude the text. You can also bevel it, and you have some different bevel types. I'm not gonna go over them, but you can click through them. You can also click Use Outline, which will just give you an outline of the text. And if I lower the extrusion. And finally, you have material. Usually I will just change this to custom and then apply my own material to it. So we can go to our materials folder and just give it our MI emissive material. Just notice that I applied the material to only the very front polygons of the text. If I wanted all of it to be lit up, I would need to add the bevel, extrude, and back material as well. So now let's create a motion background. So I'll go to cloners and create a standard grid cloner. Click reset location and rotation and reset the default clone. So count Y, I will do 0. So we only have a flat wall of clones. And we can use that bevel box that I gave you with the course. Under meshes, shapes, we have this bevel box basic. I'll drag it into the scene, make it movable, and drop it under the cloner and delete the default cube. Now we can do, let's say, 100 by 100 clones and lower the spacing until they're almost touching. So I'll do 22 by 22. And so 100 is a bit much, so 50 by 50 instead. And I want 3 different colors for the cubes. So I will copy it 2 more times, Control D. And the first one can just have, let's say, the MI silver material. The second one can have the MI plastic. The third one can have the black metal. It's taking a while to update in 5.7 preview, but I think they're gonna fix that. And the last one, I'll make one more copy. We can make emissive. And so as you can see, they are being arranged in a uniform way. So what we can do is scroll down and change the mesh render mode from iterate to random. Now for the one that's glowing, it's a bit too strong, so we can just scale that one down more than the others. So I'll just do 0.35 for this one. And if you feel like you have too many lit up cubes still, you can just make a copy of everything else except the lit up one, and that will just change the distribution. So Control D of the other 3, wait for it to reset, and now you have way less of the glowing ones. Now we can just select the cloner and go to Effector, Create Linked Effector. The shape can be unbound and the mode procedural. And so far we've only used the circular wave, so you're already familiar with how that works. If I increase, for example, the location strength on the y-axis to push them forward or back, then I can increase the frequency and I can change the pan to, let's say, 50. And if you move this up, I'm getting nice radial waves going through the clones. Now I can also change the scale to 0 and get something like this, maybe just decrease the frequency. And you can very quickly get some nice sort of shock waves happening. I would encourage you to click through these. You can do directional wave. In the full Unreal Motion course, we use this to create stylized ocean waves. And you also have curl noise, which is just random noise, which actually doesn't look bad at all. So for me, I will change it back to circular wave. I just don't want it to be as strong, so maybe just 10 on the y-axis, and the scale can be back to 1. I just want this subtle movement in it, and I'll just go to cloner, effector, and make another linked effector. Move it to the center of the text, and this one we can just do box, set the scale to 0. You can just hit R to control the scale of this, and we need to increase the inner extent. So I'm about to copy the cloner, so again, before that it's a good idea to save all. Now I will copy the cloner one more time, so Control D, and hide it. And so for the first one, I actually don't want any emissive cubes in there, so I'll just delete it, and then enable the second one, and they're right on top of each other. So the second one you can just bring to the front, and this one actually can have a lot more of the lit up cubes. So I will just delete the other ones. And so now I just want to have a sliver rotating of the second cloner. So we have effector 1, which is the box. So let's name them. This is effector 1 box. This is effector waves. And so let's copy our effector box, Control D. Make sure that the first cloner is not affected by the second box effector, and the second cloner should only be affected by the second box, not the first one. And so now for the second effector, I want to say invert type, and I can just hit R and scale this on the... Okay, now it's behind the text, so actually I do want cloner 2 affected by effector 1 box as well, so it gets cut out, right? And so now if I select our effector box 2 and rotate it, I'm getting this effect, which was the final title in the trailer. And so I can just drop it into the sequencer, +, transform, expand it to rotation, and set a keyframe for the pitch, which is the y-axis, and then just rotate this, and here you go. This is basically the final title in the trailer. So very easy to do. Just wanted to share how easy it is to make some quick titles, which may seem complex, but they're so easy to set up, and I think they're pretty interesting. And I'll see you in the next one.